What's going on there, folks? So a little bit before Q, or as you know, August. Well, they didn't say August 1st, but they said coming this August, Ryobi would be announcing a new revenue. This is revolutionary stuff, man. You know, the masters of marketing, TTI, or what I like to call mill marketing tool, um, again has come out with another subcompact line. Again, you kind of hear me always say it, always a couple years behind somebody, right? Obviously Makita came out with this subcompact line a few years ago, and it took a couple years, but now you basically got Rigid and Ryobi following Q a few months apart with the same basic tools with some different lipstick. But I like them. They look, obviously for the Ryobi person, this, and, let's say be, Rigid too. But as you know, the Ryobi and the Rigid tools were some of the bigger, heavier tools out there, especially some of the Rigid batteries, the size of them, and obviously with Ryobi, with the post batteries or the stem battery, they tend to be a little bit larger. But we got a few tools here that they're announcing right now. All right. And these are not available yet. They are announced. They should be available probably within the next week or so. And we'll go over some of the tools real quick. But as you can see, I mean, yeah, they got the same impact wrench, guys, the 3/8. Now, obviously, it's not a stubby. They had to give that to Emerson, right? Because it's a little bit more prosumer than Ryobi. But the main thing is you see the batteries, like I was telling you in some of the comments from that video, is that batteries were going to be not slide-on packs. They were still going to be stem and post, but have a little bit smaller design to them. And you can kind of see it a little bit here. All right. But they did add a couple more tools that, obviously I didn't want a carbon copy, right? But it's called the 1 Plus HP Compact Series. All right. So again, this is going to be their most expensive line of tools. It's going to be their smallest. The compact stuff is great. Here you got your one-handed recip saw finally from Ryobi, an impact wrench. All right. Looks like it's not showed here, and I don't know if we're gonna or if they announced it yet. But the kit, these batteries are 1.5 amp hour batteries. All right. Again, with the Rigid, they were 2.0 amp hour batteries. All right. So, again, Ryobi, a little bit, or should we say, Rigid is a little bit more prosumer than the Ryobi stuff. Now, again, the marketing people at TTI, internally, they might be exactly the same, but on the outside, obviously, there's some differences. Besides the lime green color, some of the tools a little bit larger, and obviously it takes a post battery compared to a slide-on. But you can't click any of these, unfortunately. But we got something here. I thought we did. Oh no. 24 position clutch, onboard LED work light. Wow, that is revolutionary. They said it was going to be revolutionary. Brushless motor provides up to 400 inch-pounds of torque. 2-speed motor provides up to 1700 RPM. All right. There's the drill driver. See, I wish I could zoom. Can we even zoom this in? Now, the selector on this, obviously, it's not nice and fancy like on the rigids as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the back, kind of like rigid as well. I don't see one here, and it might not even have one. That is also a possibility. Here's the impact driver. Here's the cutoff tool. So this looks like a carbon copy of the rigid version. Right angle drill. You know, we're going to get into some stuff. Now, you guys know, we're not going to get into it in this video, but, you know, let me see what else we got here. Optimized impacting mechanism delivers 1300 IPM. Okay. Again, that's going to be pretty much, you know, one of the highest Ryobi impact driver performance-wise with IPM. One-handed bit release. Batteries feature a fade-free power and onboard LED. This is revolutionary. 26% more compact, 23% lighter compared to the P235A impact driver. And obviously the batteries will be able to connect to all. You know, the subcompact line of tools, guys, is for lighter duty jobs. All right. So for the homeowner, this really makes sense. You know, you're not going to be able to put the 9, I mean, obviously you can, but if you put like the 9 amp hour battery on any of these tools, it's going to be heavier than the tool itself. So obviously these are made for really just like the rigid, right? The batteries that kind of come with the kit. So, and obviously you can use, you know, the 2s and the 3s and the 4s, I mean, to get the job done. But, you know, it's something that you don't want to use, you know, as a main battery. But, you know, I just, again, you buy Ryobi because it's cheap. Now, these are going to be the most expensive tools out there in the Ryobi platform. I can tell you, all right, use common sense here. Because already, right now, without really any kind of promotion or sale, you can buy the Makita subcompact line of tools for pretty much the same price as the Ryobi 18-volt full-sized brushless tools. Now, again, some will be a little bit bigger gap. Some will be a little bit closer together in price. But these are supposed to be more expensive than the Ryobi full-sized. So again, I ask you, are you going to buy these? I would like to hear your comments below. When you can maybe get the Makita, obviously not only a non-Chinese company that we know that this is, all right. Let you know, we got to start facing facts here. What's going on in the world today? Where we're going to start supporting, who we're going to start supporting, to a degree, right? And just be logical and use our minds and use the American people who we have to support here, right? To a degree. And some of you don't care. That's great. Some of you might care. That's great. Some of you might be in the middle. That's great. But I ask you, and then this is the main question, would you buy this stuff over the Makita? Because they're going to be almost dead even. You know, you see me at Home Depot, and I get a lot of pictures. I just don't even post them. But a lot of this subcompact stuff are starting to make their way into that clearance aisle. $79 for the subcompact black drill driver, right? We've seen deals last Christmas where you got to pick 3 or 4 different Makita subcompact tools, right? Well, you got to pick 2, right, with a certain deal, and you could have picked the circular saw, you could have picked the recip saw, um, the impact driver, the 3/8 impact wrench, excuse me. So again, almost kind of just like the rigid here. Now the rigid, you have a stubby impact wrench. You got, a cork gun. There's certain tools that Makita, even though being out 2 years, you kind of don't have. But with this Ryobi stuff, and not, you don't even have to bring up Makita. Just bring up the rigid stuff. I mean, is this going to be so much cheaper than the rigid stuff that you would buy this? So I don't know. I think TTI is really starting to, the wheels are starting to come off a little bit. They're so, the marketing machine over there is just so big. They think that they can't fail. And they're coming out with some stuff now that is, I don't know. I don't know if it's just they think, hey, we're TTI. We can't fail. They'll always choose us. Well, in the macroeconomic world today, and with what's going on, I don't know. We'll have to see. But here are your one Ryobi HP platform with some newer batteries. We will try to get some pricing as soon as it becomes available. Um, if you're in Ryobi's platform, I don't want to say there's not a couple tools here that, like the one-handed recip saw. If you're already in Ryobi's platform, yeah. But that's the thing. For one, if you're looking for some of these tools, you can get them for the past couple years. 2, do you want that stem or post battery? Or 3, would you spend a little bit more for a better quality tool? And not even a little more. It might be the same price. We don't know. But let me know what you think, and especially the Ryobi fans, the people. What do you think? Peace.